What's up, guys? My name is Kyle. I put a video back up in June of an unboxing of this ESP LTD SH7 ET Sir Headley model. Sorry it's been a while for my follow-up video. I know I said I was going to keep doing one, but you know, holidays, life, and then a lot of shows have happened, so now I'm finally getting to it. But I'm glad that it took a lot of time because there's a lot of playing and a lot of shows that this guitar has been through. So anyone who is interested in buying this guitar, this would be a very good video to watch because I've actually lived with this guitar since June and I've played a little over 30 shows with it, and I have recorded in the studio with it twice. So with that being said, let's get to it.
So like I stated in my last video, I got this guitar on Friday, June 30th. Today is Friday, January 26th. I played a show the next day at the House of Blues in Chicago with my Korn tribute band, Freak on a Leash, which is my primary use for this guitar. So over the course of the night, I got to learn the guitar, get used to the Evertune and the Fishman Fluence pickups. Since then, I have played well over 30 shows with this guitar, and this guitar handles incredible. It's spent nights in a trailer, especially out here in the Midwest, with it being cold. I've never had any tuning issues with this guitar. The guitar holds up like an absolute beast. I have only had to change the strings a couple times, no broken strings in that period, and as you can see right here, these are current up-to-date pictures of the guitar. The only thing that started to wear, honestly, is just the screws at the bridge position pickup. Probably from all the sweat from all the shows, along with the temperature changes. But these are actual pictures that I just took right before filming this video. And you can see the guitar is held up very, very well, considering I got it June 30th and it is now January 26th. So a good 7 months with this guitar. And this guitar has gotten hit by my singer in his head. I've hit it with my bass player's bass. I've hit it on a couple other things too as well. And we throw it out on stage. And this guitar handles absolute, don't even know how to describe it. It's perfect. There's a lot to do with that, the Evertune especially. And the guitar is just made very well. So if you're looking for a guitar that you want to gig with and don't want to worry about it get it cosmetically messed up, this is definitely a guitar to look into. Because this guitar has been through a lot in 7 months, and it will continue to go through a lot with the amount of shows that we play. So as you can see here, let's keep taking a closer look, the finish held up as well. Now this is what I run. On my last video I got questions. So I was running a Line 6 Helix floor, but now I run the rack unit. And as you can see right now we're at blind and need to, did my time. I'm able to switch using the foot controller because every song or every group of songs has their own patch. So what I run now is a Line 6 Helix rack unit with a QSC, 300 watt power amp, Line 6 wireless, all to a Yamaha THRC 212 cabinet with an Eminence 1218 speaker and the Tonker. Then here's my Line 6 Helix foot controller and the Mission Expression pedal I use for wah and whammy. And there's my Line 6 Relay G30 wireless system that I've owned for 3 years that has never crapped out on me, surprisingly. Love it.
Okay, so since you got a little bit of backstory of since when I bought the guitar in June and how it's held up and condition, everything, gigging, let's catch up with playing the actual guitar itself. Remember in my first video, the guitar came stock tuned in B standard. I have then since dropped it a whole step down, like a Korn uses, since I primarily use it in my Korn tribute band amongst some solo work that I am working on. So since then I have changed the strings, Diodario NYXLs 11 to 59, tuned down a whole step, so A, D, G, C, F, A, D, and the Evertune sensitivity. I remember when in my first demo, right when I pulled it out of the box and started playing, it's really difficult because I never played one before, but after getting to live with the guitar, I had to play a show the next day actually after I did that video. So I spent the whole night working on bend sensitivity and everything, and I have the bend sensitivity to my liking right now. I kind of have these chords, strings, more, the bend sensitivity isn't really there because when I'm playing live with my Korn tribute band Freak on a Leash, I'm not bending as much. But if I need to, I can just give it a little more force. Just gotta put a little bit more into it. Also, the Fishmans took me a little while to get used to on stage. I did dial my tone a couple times, but I do notice myself switching back and forth between passive and active, mainly depending on what era song we're playing live. Maybe for the older stuff, I'll use passive, like from the first CD we play Blind and Need To, so I'll do the passive setting to kind of get that tone, because you know Korn used Ibanez with passive pickups all the time, so or even with Blind. So definitely use it for songs like that. Also, Here to Stay would do it. I also found myself using it in between songs, like Here to Stay, when I would do the clean part, I would switch it to the active setting for more sustain, for that little bit of gain boost. So yeah, then a lot of the more modern stuff, like we're going to start playing Rotting in Vain, I'll keep that down on active. Sounds better. I guess it just depends on the song and how I'm feeling. If I want a little bit more of a boost for something like when we play Good God, I keep it inactive for the harmonics to ring up. To me, it just sounds better that way. Yeah, so that's pretty much my primary use for this guitar, is for the Korn tribute band, because we play 3 to 4, sometimes even 5 shows a month. So this guitar is consistently being used for that, but also in the studio, I use it as well for other projects that I work on. I am in 2 original bands. One is called Fear and Grace. One is called Devil in the White City. Fear and Grace is more of a alternative metal hard rock band, kind of like Breaking Benjamin, Seven Dust, nothing more. Devil in the White City is more of groovy melodic death metal, we like to call it. I haven't got to use this on any of the recordings yet, but it will be on there. And there's some solo stuff I do in my spare time and this is the guitar I'm using for all of it, leads and rhythms. So, away from the corn stuff, move my patch to my main tone. Definitely not as corny. This one I'm running a Wagner Uberschall and a PV5150 mod with 2 tube screamers on each. I'm running it in stereo. It's one of my main tones I use in the studio or live with one of my original projects. Just gotta make sure I run stereo, mic both speakers. But so with that, I would change the bend sensitivity because I do a lot more intramonics. So if I want to change the bend sensitivity on the guitar, and if I want to get the most bend sensitivity, what I'll do is I'll hear from when it starts to go out of tune, then I'll tune it back down, as you can see what I'm about to do right now. So I'll usually adjust that back and forth depending. Still stays perfectly in tune, especially with these higher strings here. I don't have to do too much bending with the corn stuff, but if I need to. Simple enough that whenever I want to go back, I'll just tighten the tension. If I ever need any more sustain for the corn stuff, I'll usually run a boost on here, like for ball tongue, for example. So, alright, well, since we're kind of past the corn stuff, let's hear some tones. Alright, so here's a riff from one of my original bands on the active setting. That passive. So you definitely hear a difference between the active and passive. The active definitely has a little bit more of a bite to it and a little bit more sustain compared to the passive, but that also could be the way I have it set up for this patch because mostly I do keep it active. how clear the octaves are for a guitar tuned this low on the passive setting though. On the active setting, still sounds good, but I feel you get more definition with the passive. Alright, so here's an example of a guitar on a lead setting. I'm running a gain boost at 3 decibels with some reverb and delay. Probably throwing some wah in there too. And this is on the bridge position. Neck position pickup. Now here's a lead tone, neck pickup, in a passive setting. Here's a lead tone in the neck position, passive.